Now we got two keyboards here, guys. We got the Anne Pro 2 and we got the Ducky 1-2 Mini, both of which have gotten very good reviews actually. In this video we're gonna be focusing on the Anne Pro 2, but we're gonna do some comparisons as well. The question is this keyboard worth it? I can't even talk. Is this keyboard worth it? In this video we're gonna try and see if we can answer that. Let's dig into it. Alright, so the Anne Pro 2, is it any good, and probably more importantly, should you buy it? We're gonna be testing it in Csgo and Fortnite. As always, I'm excited. Let's dive into it. Now before we do anything else, let's unbox it first. What do we got here? So the Anne Pro 2, let's do this. Box is pretty simple, it's not a whole lot going on here. I've been looking to unbox this for a great while now. Unfortunately, I had to order this from China. In fact, you cannot find this in Sweden. There's not a single store here in Sweden that actually sells this. So get these stuff out of the way, just put this on the side, put this over here. So we got a small quick start guide. Now let's take it out. So this is the keyboard itself. As you can see, it's very small. In fact, it's not taking up a whole lot of space on the desk, as you can see. Now compared to a traditional keyboard, which would take up probably this amount, this is such a small keyboard, so if you're traveling a lot, this would be the ideal keyboard to travel with. If we flip it around, we can see that yes, we got a switch here. This activates the Bluetooth, so you can use this wirelessly as well. Now there's a few more things inside the box. Let's see if we can. Got a red cord, nice. We got a few extra additional keys, very nice. But what I want to do, I want to fire it up. We're gonna do that. So it's supposed to be FN2 plus F8, I believe, F9, sorry. Nice, and there we go. There's a whole lot we gotta test here, guys, so let's move on. So this is the same keyboard that Dennis, aka Cloakzy, has been using for a good while now. However, he's got the black Anne Pro 2, and I do think that he's got the brown Kyth switch, which is the same switch that we are testing out today. Now all in all, the board feels premium, and when it comes to size, well, I've tested a fair amount of keyboard throughout the years, but 60 keyboards never fails to surprise in terms of size or actual size on the desk. Now worth mentioning is that the keyboard hasn't been shrinked in any way. Every key is the standard size, and I think that's worth mentioning. So same as Ducky, Anne Pro 2 uses high-end double shot keycaps made of a plastic material called PBT. Now unlike ABS, which are usually painted, which has a smoother surface to the touch, PBT on the other hand is a bit drier to the feel and have a rougher surface. Now when we dive underneath the keycap, we find mechanical switches made by Kyth or Gatron. This might seem a bit weird, but Anne Pro 2 comes with both, so you need to be a bit careful here upon ordering so that you make the right choices here. I ended up choosing the brown box Kyth on this specific board, and I think the full name is Kyth Box Brown. And if you're not fully sure what mechanical switch to pick, I definitely recommend visiting a local store and try to get a better sense what might be best suited for you, so to speak. That all said, the brown has a similar feeling to the brown Cherry MX, which has a crisp tactile bump, very subtle bump actually, and it's not very loud at all. 55 grams are needed to activate the switch, and this is what they sound like. Now, in terms of size and whatnot, and weight for that matter, they're pretty much neck and neck actually, as you can see, guys. There's not a whole lot, you know, in terms of difference between them. In terms of weight, well, the Anne Pro 2 is a little bit heavier, but that is because this one's got a built-in battery as well. We actually got Bluetooth on this one, which we don't on the Ducky 1-2 Mini. If we flip the boards around, you can see that the Anne Pro 2 doesn't have any legs at all, so you cannot tilt it, but you got a pretty good angle as it is. The Ducky 1-2 Mini on the other hand has two legs that you can extend if you want, so that is something that is worth having in mind. Now before we move any further, let's just take a step back and just admire the level of details that went into both the Ducky 1-2 Mini and the Anne Pro 2. I think it's safe to say that most gaming brands nowadays seems to be forgetting something that these two companies seems to be understanding. They are giving us options as well as level of customizations that I myself find very intriguing. For example, we got the extra set of colored keys that lets you put your your own touch on your keyboard. This is obviously not for everyone, but I think it's a nice touch. And not only that, but both brands also offers a huge list of different switches here, and that's what I feel like most other gaming brands are missing right now. Now in terms of key stability, I feel like this is definitely one of the better keyboards in that area. So Obin has fitted every wider keycap with sort of stabilizers on each side, which makes every key press smoother and more accurate. So, and even presses on the very edges, even on longer keys such as the spacebar, is as smooth as pressing it in the middle, and so the key press simply feels the same regardless where you sort of applying the force. Now what about Bluetooth connectivity then? Pairing and stability was one of the most concerned issues on Anne Pro first generation. This time Obin's lab has spent great endeavor and bring up the performance to the demanding standards, and you are expected to see an apparent improvement on Anne Pro 2. I should add guys that I never owned the first generation, so I don't know how bad Bluetooth actually was back then, but it should be fixed by now, and we are actually going to test this out, but not in this video. Now I feel like testing out the Bluetooth connectivity against Apple or Android devices seem a bit boring, and so in an upcoming video we're going to pair up the Anne Pro 2 to a PlayStation 4 and see if you can actually game on it. I mean like real game on it, competitive. Now this is a video that is coming up very soon, and so if you're watching this video a few weeks after it's been posted, that video should already be up on this channel. The onboard battery has a 1900 mAh capacity and should last up to 8 hours under regular circumstances, which means typically a few days life cycle on a single charge, or less if you're constantly gaming on it, obviously with lightning on. Again, I will be making a separate video that will be covering all of this. Something that we probably haven't seen on a 60 keyboard is the added arrow keys. Now to use them you need to first hit the FN key, which then enables the arrow. So I've been actually using these quite effectively in Photoshop, and it works pretty damn awesome actually. It feels a bit weird at first having to hold down the FN key every time you wanna get a hold of the second layer of command, so to speak, and this is something that I want you guys to think about for a moment. Are you using many of the keys that are hiding underneath the FN command? If you are doing that, a 60 keyboard may not be that practical. Now I personally don't really mind it that much, but that's also because I'm using keybinds that mostly never requires me to touch the function key at all. In terms of color options, yes, you can pick up the Ducky 1 2 in white, and the Anne Pro 2 comes in black, which is kinda nice. Full-size keyboard or 60% keyboards, I gotta be honest here, I've been jumping back and forth a ton here. At first guys, jumping over to 60 keyboards was definitely harder. For example, having to press several keys just to get to the delete command is something that takes a bit of time. However, I've come to realize that you can actually rebind every key that you are using a lot, or you can also use macros. That is entirely up to you. It's actually not that complicated once you start playing around with everything that the board has to offer. With that said, let's play some Csgo. Nice. Oh, we got this. God damn it. Come on. Oh man, let's try this one. Nice. Sweet. Boom. Alright. Ah. Let's go, let's go. I'm gonna take this guy.
Denied.
No! Come on, no scope. Nice. I wanna knife someone so badly. No. Yes. Alright, we're gonna switch over to some Fortnite. Let's do it. Jesus Christ. I'm losing the battle here. God damn it. God, there's not enough time. Ah, what the hell, let's take it. Seems like they need some help. Ah. God God damn it. Now let's touch on the software, which is quite intuitive and enables the user to fully customize and personalize the keyboard. The RGB backlighting can be addressed individually and all of that happens inside here, but this is also the hub for macros and other types of keybinds. I can probably sit here for an hour simply showing you what fancy macros you can be doing here, but I'm going to leave that for other reviewers instead. What's important here is that if you're into macros and you want to fine-tune the lighting, you can do that in this software. Now, I'm not sure if I forgot to mention this earlier, but in order to activate the key lighting, etc., you can do that simply by just hitting the function and F8 to cycle through the built-in RGB profiles, so you don't actually need the software if you don't want to. However, I do actually recommend jumping on the software, as I was prompted to update the keyboard firmware, which suggests that they are pushing out updates quite frequently, and this whole updating process is done entirely through the Obinlabs starter, and this is much easier than compared to the process on the original Pro, which I've learned from searching on various forums. The process is very simple. You simply just plug in USB cable into the board, you press update, and the software will automatically download and transfer the firmware update to the board. I don't know guys, last couple of days has been weird. It's been a while since I've been feeling what I'm currently experiencing. This board, I don't know where to start. The switches, the keycaps, I just truly love it. Now normally I tend to have one favorite type of switch for gaming, and that has since the beginning been the red linear switch, and for typing I generally has leaned toward the blue one for that. But after been using this board for about 2.5 weeks now, I must say that I found a new favorite switch for both gaming and typing. Kyle's Box Brown, guys, if you haven't tried this switch yet, it's really amazing actually. Now probably the best part of all, Anne Pro 2 is actually cheaper than the Mini 2. Black one sits at $79 and the white is $10 more and can be picked up for $89.99, and more details can be found down below. So fantastic keyboard altogether guys. If you're looking for a very compact keyboard with backlighting, high-end keycap, you don't have to look elsewhere guys. You want to pick up the Anne Pro 2. I'm telling you, there's no way you're gonna be disappointed here. And that pretty much wraps up this video guys. Ducky 1-2 Mini or the Anne Pro 2, or maybe both? Let me know in the comments below. And guys, it would be really fun to hang out and chat on Discord as well. You find all the links down below. I'm gonna be back with a brand new video in just a few days time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, have an awesome day, right? Bye.